repeat client work. This is often overlooked as designers, and yet it's such a powerful method of getting income in your client business as well as serving your clients well. Hi, I'm Jamie with Spruce Road, and I'm excited to walk through our unique method of repeat client work that we've been using the past few years for our design studio. I definitely overlooked repeat client work in my business for the first couple of years of running my design studio. I really had no plan of how to work with clients ongoing, what to do with those requests when they came back to me after we finished their branding or website. And I didn't know how to price things, the timeline for things. And it was just kind of a mess for scheduling, for everything. And it really had me and my business focus so much on the frontward facing, the first service that we offer, that branding or website design, and less about repeat client business. And this was an issue for me for several reasons. It had me endlessly marketing my services to new clients, which caused fatigue, had me working with new clients, which sometimes, works out and sometimes I would say not worked out as much. And so there's just a lot of pressure on this new marketing for new clients, and it can get exhausting and lead to burnout ultimately. And also there was just an issue of what to do with those clients that came back after they had a great experience with us and they wanted us to design packaging for them or layouts or whatever it may be. I honestly would just be overwhelmed on how to price those things. I didn't know. And it just led to a lot of guesswork on timeline, on scheduling, on pricing, and that led to fatigue. I was not intentional at all. I was just reacting to those requests that came in from my clients, and it just wasn't sustainable moving forward. But now repeat client work is the majority of my services. So much so that we've had to just finish marketing for new clients. We don't really even market for new clients at all. We haven't in the last few years just because our repeat client services have taken off so much. So I'm just excited to talk about repeat client work. As you can tell, it's something that's a big part of our design studio. And there's a few reasons why I really love repeat client work. The first reason is that it's just really easy. Honestly, a lot of repeat client work is just so easy. Whether you are a website designer and you're making tweaks on a website, adding new pages, updating shop listings, or you are a graphic designer, brand identity designer like us, and we'll design packaging, physical products like planners or printables, just a lot of different things, icons, email newsletters, promos, things like that. A lot of times it's pretty easy design work because once you've done the groundwork, whether it's web design, branding, whatever it is, once you've done that, then executing it, in my experience, is a lot easier once you have those foundational materials, and even more easier as you work with clients ongoing. So we've worked with some clients for several years, so we already have layouts to pull from, and just updating new printable, it doesn't take too long for us. So it's really easy work, and I love the juxtaposition of that kind of work mixed in with branding work, which is a lot more involved and strategic. And I love having both as a part of our design studio. I also love just personally seeing a design through. As a former in-house designer, I like not just designing the branding, but actually seeing it through into packaging. So just today, one of our clients just launched after a few months, and it was so exciting to see their logo played out as we did on their packaging, their newsletter template, their web design, all these things. And they've done that through our repeat client work, which I'm going to talk about how we handle that in just a minute in the specifics. But it's so exciting to me as a designer to see things, even as far as like the ribbon that's tied around the packaging. I love that. Or the interior packaging, the stationery that goes with it. Just seeing the design through is something that gives me joy and also doesn't make me cringe, just putting it in the client's hand and have them kind of execute it on their own. So having a system in place for repeat client work really enables us as designers to take control of that brand and execute it through all the different facets, which I love doing that. It's also less marketing, like I said. You're not having to reach out and try to book new clients or attract new clients or do a new Instagram reel or whatever it may be. You can just simply dip into your former client roster, even if you just have a handful of them, like 2 or 3, and you can just get more client work that way. And it's a lot easier that way. I love it also because you've already vetted these clients. And so if you've gone through your, say, for instance, your branding process with them, and you know that they're a good client, you know that they respect you, that they have good communication style, that they pay on time, etc., then you know it's going to be a really good experience with them, likely moving forward with that repeat client work because you've already vetted them. You've already gone through that trust barrier and they've gone through it with you. And so it's a lot more comfortable for them to hire you ongoing rather than look for a new designer and go over that trust barrier with them again. They've already done that with you. And so you've already done that with them. So it's already worked out. And that leads to just a much more relaxed and casual work environment, much more relaxed and casual communication between you and your client versus the first time you work with them, there's likely a little bit of new client jitters. So that's just a few reasons why I really love repeat client work. Like I said, it's often overlooked. There's so much, though, I feel like there's not much of a roadmap out there for us designers on how to handle repeat client work. Some of the kind of past ways that people have done it is, or that I've done it, is charging just flat rate, kind of guesstimating, okay, this is a magazine, this many pages, this is how long I think it will take, so I'll just do this flat rate. Or say, I have no idea, I'm just going to do hourly, or value-based pricing, which is charging based on kind of the value you think that the design provides for them. All of this, in my experience, kind of leads to some guesswork and different friction points that I won't get into in this video, but really it kind of leads to just friction in your design studio with the repeat client process. So there's not been much of a roadmap because we focus so much on new clients and less on repeat clients. So I want to talk about a little bit how we handle repeat client work in our studio. And I feel like it's a unique method we've come up with over the past few years, and it's worked out really well. Like I said, I've tried all those other methods, and I wouldn't say they don't work, but I've just seen such a shift since changing to our method now. What we do is what we call design days, which is essentially just devoting a half or full day to working with our clients. And that way we get to really just dig in specifically with their brand and just execute whatever they need to do, whether that's batching several designs at a time or booking several design days and tackling a much bigger project. We've done both of those for our clients. We've done hundreds of these for our clients over the years, and it's worked out really well. We've trained several designers how to do the same. And I'm telling you, this is going to be, I don't like this word, but it is. It's going to be a game changer for your studio once you implement it. So essentially how it works, you might be curious, just kind of the logistics, the back end of how to implement a design day service. Now I'll mention I talk really in depth about this in Spruce Your Studio, which is my course. And I walk through back end of what this looks like for our process, pricing, answering all these questions. But I just want to run through how essentially this works for your studio if you want to implement it now. So what we do is we only offer half or full days. So no longer do we offer these alternate methods of working with our studio, whether that's hourly or flat rate pricing or value-based. We only offer our signature service, which is branding, and then now it's a half day service, and that's all we offer. And that helps me because I really love that it's now a project minimum. That was something I struggled with before with kind of minor edits with clients. They'd come back and it'd be like maybe an hour or something like that. And now we have this project minimum of a half day. That's the only thing we offer. And so we don't go back and forth. And that's hard for us as designers to go back and forth in between jobs, and invoicing it almost doesn't really seem worth it, So I love having the half and full day service. Those are the only offerings we have is our branding and our design day packages. And what we do is we just schedule a day with the client, make sure it works for their schedule, that they're available. They don't have to sit at their computer all day, but we send them certain checkpoint times to make sure that they can kind of check in and see our design preview or a proof that they need to look over. And then we get rolling through our priority list. This priority list is established ahead of time. So what we do, if we have a day on Thursday, for instance, then maybe on Monday, I'll reach out and say, hey, this is what we're tackling on Thursday. Let me know if anything needs to be added or rearranged. We'll go in this order here. And what I like to do is just actually build in a buffer. So this is a lot of kind of questions I get about this design day service is, well, how do you know how many days to offer, how many days to schedule for a client? And what I do is I just build in a buffer. If I think it'll take 3 days, 3 half days, then I'll have them book 4. And on our priority list, I have them add more things that they would like us to get to, but aren't necessarily the priority. So just in case we have time. And a lot of times what that ends up being is like promo designs, right? For maybe we're designing a workbook for them, and then that's the main priority is this like 50-page workbook. And then I'll add on there promo designs or icon designs or whatever it may be to promote that product. So that's just one example. So I love adding a little bit of a buffer there, both in the days they book and just some margin there for if we can get to it, kind of nice to have things for their design services. And then we also use this as retainers. So we simply just schedule a day for our clients, either weekly or monthly for them, or half days, however many, and we work with them ongoing. This is the majority of the way that we do our design day service now. We still offer it to all of our clients that want to come back for repeat client work. But typically what we're doing now is more of a weekly service, or some retainers are monthly, where we're working with clients ongoing. And I love this because, well, obviously the income is more reliable. It's really easy. Those clients are like really easy and trusting to work with. It helps us really deep dive into their brand and execute it through so much collateral, from packaging to promo designs to email newsletters. Just all facets of their brand. And I love just seeing this really long priority list of like basically infinite. We're always going to be working on this brand. There's always things to come up. And there's just a lot less pressure when you work with someone ongoing. Now, the issue with typical like industry standard retainers that I've worked on, I've been a part of in past jobs, is that there's a lot of stress that comes with the end of the month, clients not using their hours or waiting until last minute to use their hours. And that can be an issue for you for scheduling. It also is hard when clients kind of view you maybe as on call, right? That they have this, say, 10 hours a month to work with you, and maybe they wait until last minute and say, can you do this for us tomorrow? So there's a lot of issues we could walk through about retainers, but bottom line is having a design day retainer service really alleviates those problems because it schedules it to a day, confines it there, and there's this whole process I walk through in Spruce Your Studio that goes through the entire thing of setting that priority list, scheduling, getting your client on board, all of these things. So it's really alleviated all of the problems of flat rate service, value-based, hourly, all of those things. It kind of like takes the best of all of them into really one service and removes all of the stuff that causes the friction. And you guys know I'm all about creating a friction-free design studio. So another reason why it works is it really works with you and your client with scheduling. A lot of times clients have issues with designers in not letting them know when they're going to get proofs back or something like this. And same thing with us with clients is we don't want them, especially the retainer clients, waiting until end of the month. And so design days really eradicates those issues with scheduling and timelines, helps you as a designer know what your schedule is going to actually be like. It's really easy pricing. It's the same price all the time, unless you have different retainer options and you can come up with some incentives for booking more design days, something like that. But it's really easy pricing. You don't have to think about how am I going to price this book project, for instance. That's something we've done a few books that are like really unique layouts. We've done like 4 design days for that. How would I price that otherwise? I don't know. And so I just know about 4 design days. And so that's what I can send the client. Clients love this service. This is another reason why it works, is because clients just love the transparency of it. They love knowing that they have this day with you that's coming up on Thursday. They really dig into it. And they just think about the next day they're going to work with you. So it just is really ongoing, good relationship all around. It just is a great win-win for everybody. And then again, it's that project minimum. I love just having that minimum of we just do a half day. So overall, we've done about like 100 to 200 of these, maybe more. I've just really honestly lost track at this point how many design days we've done. It's really been a game changer. It's a pretty flawless experience for both myself. I do creative direction and project management. The designer that I collaborate with, for her, it's really easy. And for our clients, it's really fantastic. So it really works for everybody. It's worked for me and many other studios. I've coached a lot of designers on this method for repeat client work specifically. I've had designers email me within like 24 hours saying that they booked 3 clients using this day rate retainer method or day rate repeat client method. I've had designers tell me within 24 hours they booked like $30,000 contracts with their clients. It's just been, better results than I've had just like within a few days. It's been incredible to watch. To a designer who we're going to talk about in the next video coming up here, Kayla, who's had like $100,000 contracts with her clients just in 1 year of doing this retainer day rate service. And she has her own unique spin on it. But it's been really fantastic just to see the design community really embrace repeat client work and enjoy it, and then reap the benefits of it, and their clients reap the benefits as well. So it definitely works. It's friction free. It's really relaxed when you work with the clients that you've already vetted. You don't have to be hustling or feeling like you're marketing anymore. And I really walk through the ins and outs of this completely in Spruce Your Studio. But bottom line is it works and it's worth looking into. So I want to leave you with one quick win, something that you can do today, which is just to email like a handful of your past clients. Maybe it's just one, maybe it's 5 of them, and just offer this half day or full day service and just see what they say. Maybe you can pitch a few ideas for them. Maybe you reach out to one client who has an e-commerce shop and you say, hey, I'd love to kind of redesign some of your packaging or your email newsletters or create some icons for your site. I'm offering this new half day or full day service. I'd love to know if you're interested in working together, and maybe just offer a handful of those and see how it goes and learn from that. But that's your quick win today. It should take maybe about 10-15 minutes to email a few clients and offer this service and check it out and see how it goes. I'll see you next week. We're going to chat all about Kayla's process of how she's gone from 0 revisions to repeat clients using her unique spin on our day rate service.